Sometimes they have to deal with the unexpected.
It was discovered it was crumbling away beneath us, and we had to take some pretty tough decisions about it.
And often they have to cope with people's protests.
No ifs, no buts, no children-centred cuts.
They've had to find ways to make their own money in order to help pay for increasing costs in essential areas.
But now it seems a breaking point has been reached, even for some Conservative councillors.
The savings tree, if you like, is now bare. There's nothing more to come from it. All those easy savings and not so easy savings have been taken over the last 8 or 9 years.
Add it all up, and since 2010, over £1 billion has been cut from our city and county councils in the East Midlands by central government.
Leicester's mayor has been criticised for the sale of the land where the old council offices at New Walk stood for only £24,000. Surely in tough financial times, the land could have fetched more.
By dealing with it the way we have, rather than just walking away and leaving it to crumble, we have brought 650 new jobs into the city centre, 54 new homes, and in the construction of it, some £30 million of investment. I think that's better than leaving a crumbling wreck.
The City Council moved back to a previous home on Charles Street, and other councils have chosen to sell buildings to save money. Rushcliffe from a riverbank to a leisure centre, one of the many examples. Over in Broxtowe, it's facing opposition to plans to sell the town hall in Beeston. In Derbyshire, meanwhile, the new Tory administration has what their leader calls an ambitious new approach to cutting costs.
We still have significant savings to make, 12 million over the course of the next year, so we can't shy away from that responsibility. But in terms of what we can do in the future is try and ameliorate some of those impacts as well. So by being more entrepreneurial in the way we do things as a council, we may be able to generate some income which could offset against some of those savings in the future.
Here's one nursery provision which is often pruned. In Nottingham, they've taken on the private sector to make money, to plough back into services. The City Council is growing plants to sell to authorities around the country. And this sports hall makes money too. Solar panels on the roof generate enough energy to provide electricity and sell the surplus back to the national grid. Austerity has forced councils to become more efficient.
In an ideal world, what we'll get is a whole range of council services provided by different sorts of organisations, some of which were perhaps formerly council-run services, the same people running them in essence, but doing it in a different way.
What about spending financial reserves to tide councils over difficult times? After all, they were used to solve the New Walk crisis in Leicester.
Well, of course, we are digging very deeply into our reserves, and in effect they run out during next year. But those reserves are there for a purpose. They're there, obviously, to smooth the drop that we're having in central government grant, which has been appalling and completely unprecedented, but they're also there for the unexpected, like a building crumbling beneath us.